Hi children, today we are going to learn about the transverse section of leaf. Why it is so important to learn about transverse section of leaf? Because you have already studied that plant leaf is a site of what? Photosynthesis. If you wanted to understand the mechanism of photosynthesis, it is very important to know about the parts or cells in the leaf, children. That's why today we are going to study about transverse section of leaf. Before going to study about the transverse section of leaf, children, let us see the structure of leaf. Okay, so leaf, this is a leaf, children. Okay, the flat and broad structure of the leaf, we call it as leaf lamina. So this is leaf lamina, children. Okay, so this leaf lamina is connected to the stem by petiole. Okay, the line which runs in the middle of the leaf, we call it as midrib. We call it as midrib, children. Okay, so and there is a structure like this, children. They are called as veins. They are called as veins. Okay, so if you slice the leaf into two equal halves, okay, so say that if you slice the leaf into two equal halves, the small piece of this leaf, okay, the small piece of this leaf, if you make a slide and see under the microscope, so the leaf structure, it observes like this. Okay, so it observes like this. So let us see the transverse section of leaf or cross section of what, children? Leaf. See, the topmost layer of the leaf, it is called as cuticle. Cuticle. Okay, so this cuticle is made up of wax and hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons. Because of presence of wax on this what, children? Cuticle. This is called as waxy cuticle. Waxy cuticle, children. Okay, so what is the use of this cuticle? So this cuticle, the upper layer of this cuticle is covered with wax, children, and this wax will prevent the water to absorb into the what, children? Leaf. Okay, so the first topmost layer of this what leaf is cuticle. It is made up of hydrocarbons and wax, and this wax helps to prevent the water absorbed by the leaf, children. Okay, and the next layer just beneath this cuticle, we call it as upper epidermis. Upper epidermis. What is the use of this upper epidermis? This upper epidermis is a rectangular, it is a rectangular cells which are closely packed, children, which are very closely packed, and the use of this upper epidermis is it helps to absorb the sunlight. It helps to absorb the sunlight, children. Okay, it helps to absorb the sunlight. And one more thing is it prevents the water to get inside the leaf, or it will prevent the water to go outside through the upper epidermis also. Okay, it is a protective layer. We can call this upper epidermis as a protective layer, children. It absorbs the sunlight and also it will prevents the water flow also, children. Okay, it prevents the water. And the next third layer just below this upper epidermis, we call it as palisade parenchyma. Palisade parenchyma, children. If you observe this palisade parenchyma, so they are longitudinal, elongated cells which are very closely packed, children. The intercellular space between this palisade parenchyma is very less, children. They are very closely packed. Which one? Palisade parenchyma, children. If you wanted to understand the structure of these single palisade cell, children, if you magnify it and observe, you see this is a palisade cell, children. Okay, so it consists of nucleus, it consists of vacuole, okay, water vacuole, which helps in storage of water, and also it consists of number of chloroplast in this. Okay, so they, in the palisade cell, children, there are so many number of what? Chloroplast. Okay, so because of the presence of chloroplast in this type of cells, children, so by this we can understand that the maximum of photosynthesis occurs in these what, children? Cells. Got it? So the maximum site, it is a site of what, children? Photosynthesis, because so more number of chloroplasts are seen in the palisade parenchyma, children. Okay, and just below this palisade parenchyma we see another type of cells, children, which are generally irregular in shape, which are spongy in type, children. They are called as spongy parenchyma. Spongy parenchyma, children. So generally they are irregular in shape, and moreover the distance, I mean intercellular space between the cells is very much. Okay, so this is an intercellular space is very much, children. Okay, and in this space we see oxygen as well as what? Water. We see oxygen as well as water in between the intercellular space of this spongy parenchyma. So this palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma together we call it as mesophyll tissue. It is together we call it as what, children? Mesophyll tissue. Right? And there is what, children? A bundle called as vascular bundle. So this is a what, children? A vascular bundle. It is nothing but what, children? Consists of vessels. Okay, so we will see what are the vessels which are present in this one, right? So this vascular bundle, this structure, we call it as vascular bundle. So in this vascular bundle we see three types of what, children? Cells. The first one is this one, so we call this as a bundle sheath. Bundle sheath. What is the use of this bundle sheath? So this bundle sheath, it is useful in order to what, children? Bring the two other type of cells, one is xylem as well as what? Phloem together. The work of this what bundle sheath is to bring the xylem vessels as well as what? To pack the xylem vessels as well as phloem vessels together. Right? So this is what? Bundle sheath, children. You see this one is a bundle sheath. And the second one is xylem vessels. This is xylem vessels, xylem tissue or xylem vessels. Okay, so what is the use of this xylem vessels or xylem tissue? It is useful for transport water. Xylem vessels, it is used for transport water, children. Okay, so roots will absorb the water, and from the roots xylem vessels, which helps in transporting the water from the roots to the what, children? Top of the plant, children, tip of the plant. Okay, the direction of this water, this xylem vessels, it is from the down to top, children. Okay, and the next type of cells we call it as what? Phloem tissue. So this is what? Phloem tissue. This is C, it is called as phloem tissue. This phloem tissue, it is used for what? Transport of nutrients. Okay, transport of nutrients, especially the sugars, transport of nutrients. Right? There is another what children part, we call it as air space children. It is called as air space, which is filled with air. Right? And just beneath this what the structure of this leaf, we see again the what rectangular type of cells which are very closely packed. We call this structure as what children? Lower epidermis. Lower epidermis. If you observe this lower epidermis as well as upper epidermis, there is one difference. What is the difference? In the upper epidermis, all the cells are rectangular, they are very closed and it is very continuous. But whereas in the lower epidermis children, of course, they are also closely packed, they are also rectangular cells, but it is not continuous. Okay, and because it is interrupted by a special type of what structures, we call these structures as a stomata. But here in the stomata is not seen in the upper epidermis. But there is one exemption children. In the aquatic plants, stomata are seen even in the upper epidermis. Got it? So in aquatic plants, stomata are seen on the upper epidermis also. But in terrestrial plants, we see stomata in the lower epidermis only. We will not see stomata in the upper epidermis. If you magnify and see the structure of this stomata children, the small opening we call as a stomata. If you observe this stomata, okay, so this opening we call it as, this pore is called as a what? Stomata. If you observe the structure, are you able to see? Yeah, it is a bean. This structure, it is guarded by a bean shaped structures called cells called as guard cells. Okay, so this is opening called as stomata, and this is called as guard cells, and inside the guard cells also we see chloroplast. We see chloroplast inside this one also. So chloroplast is seen here also. And around this what children? Guard cells, we see accessory cells also which are seen around this stomata, accessory cells, right? And here in these guard cells children, they are microscopic fibrils children which are what useful for the closing and opening of the stomata here. Then what is the use of this stomata? This stomata, it is useful for exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. So what type of gases are exchanged here in the stomata? We see that carbon dioxide will enter into this one. Okay, so carbon dioxide will enter inside the leaf. In the same way, oxygen comes outside. Oxygen comes outside and water vapor also comes outside through this opening. Okay, exchange of gases, carbon dioxide, okay, so and oxygen and water vapor is exchanged in this what children with the help of the small opening called as stomata. Okay, and if you observe the whole structure children, we can see that in the palisade parenchyma there are number of what children? Chloroplasts. But whereas in this spongy parenchyma children, we can also see the what? Chloroplast. Got it? But their number is less. Comparative with the palisade parenchyma, in the spongy parenchyma, the chloroplast number is less. That means we can conclude that, so in palisade parenchyma, more photosynthesis process is seen than that of what? Spongy parenchyma children. So this palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma together we call it as what children? Mesophyll tissue. Got it? So this is about the transverse section of what children? Leaf. Right? So in this transverse section of leaf we see topmost layer what? Waxy cuticle. So cuticle is covered with what children? A waxy material which prevents the water, and just beneath the cuticle we see upper epidermis. It is a very thin, transparent, which allows the sunlight to pass through it. Okay, and next just below that epidermis we see palisade parenchyma. If you magnify and see the palisade parenchyma, there is in water what? Vacuole which stores the water inside it, and also chloroplast. More number of chloroplasts are seen inside the palisade parenchyma. And then comes to a next layer, we see a spongy parenchyma children. It is irregular in shape. Then in this spongy parenchyma also we see what? Chloroplast. But comparative with the palisade parenchyma, here we see less number of what? Chloroplast. And here we see a vascular bundle children. This is vascular bundle, and this vascular bundle consists of three types of what? Cells. One is bundle sheath. This bundle sheath is a circular one, this one, and which helps in what? Which helps in what? Bringing this xylem as well as what children? Phloem vessels together, to pack together, which helps to pack this xylem as phloem. Okay, and this one is xylem which helps in transportation of water, and this is phloem which helps in transportation of nutrients, right? And we see what in and the next beneath, I mean the last layer we call it as what? Lower epidermis children. This lower epidermis also covered with a waxy cuticle in order to prevent the what? Water children. Okay, so and we see that in the lower epidermis children, the cells, the rectangular cells in this what? Lower epidermis are not continuous, so they are having a breaks children. Okay, interrupted by the special structures called as stomata, and these stomata are useful for the exchange of gases. Okay, and we see that this stomata is guarded by the guard cells children, and even in the guard cells they are bean shaped. Even in the guard cells there are few chloroplasts present in that, and around these guard cells there are accessory cells also children. Okay, so this is all about the transverse section of leaf. Thank you very much.